Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. The next section deals with catching the prayer with the prayer leader in congregation. The author begins by saying, the one who catches the bowing with the imam or prayer leader before the latter raises his head from the bowing has caught the unit. The follower is to begin the prayer from that point. However, the author says, it is recommended that one sits and prostrates with the imam if they didn't catch the bowing. However, such follower who hadn't caught the unit with the imam is to not recite the testimony of faith with the prayer leader. The author says when he stands, that is, from any sitting of the unit wherein he did not catch the bowing with the prayer leader, the follower begins the prayer with the opening Takbir Allahu Akbar. He is to then recite what he missed. For instance, if a follower reaches the prayer of the prayer leader when the latter is in the third unit, the follower is to recite what he missed from the first two units. The author continues by saying, after the imam completes the two salutations, one stands up and completes the prayer. It is impermissible for the follower who missed any of the units with the prayer leader to stand before the prayer leader recites both salutations. If the follower intentionally stands before the prayer leader has completed the two salutations, the prayer of the follower will be considered invalidated. If he does so inadvertently, he simply returns to the sitting position. If the follower catches the prayer of the prayer leader, he does not have to recite the opening supplications. The author continues by saying it is recommended that the one who has begun the obligatory or supererogatory prayer alone exit from it in order to catch the prayer in congregation. This is only if one fears that he would miss the prayer in congregation. If he doesn't fear missing the prayer in congregation, it is not recommended. As for the one who has just completed an obligatory prayer alone and finds that the congregation is praying that same prayer, it is recommended that that person prayed that prayer with the congregation and the obligatory prayer he prayed alone would be considered nullified. If a person caught the prayer of a prayer leader in the middle of the prayer and the latter prostrates the prostration of forgetfulness after the prayer, the one who has caught the prayer is not to prostrate with the prayer leader. Rather, he is to prostrate after completing the prayer. We will discuss this more in the next section dealing with the prostrations of forgetfulness, inshallah. The author continues by saying, it is religiously obligatory that one follows the prayer leader in every pillar except in the case of any invalidation, that is, any of the invalidations according to both schools or the madhab of the prayer leader. The author continues by saying, one refrains and completes it singularly. In the case of the audible prayer, the follower is silent unless he cannot hear due to the distance or deafness. In that situation, he recites for himself. That is to say, if a follower were to recite behind the prayer leader in an audible prayer, the follower's prayer would be invalidated even if it was done out of forgetfulness or ignorance. However, if the follower is not able to hear the recitation of the prayer leader, or that which he hears is unintelligible due to distance, then he is to recite for himself.